The camera opens tight on steel biting into earth. Thick slabs of metal grind forward, each link locking into the next with a heavy, deliberate rhythm. Mud clings to the tracks like wet cement, stretching, tearing, then snapping back to the ground as the tank moves on. This is not just motion, it is weight, pressure, and purpose made visible. Every rotation tells a story of engineering designed to conquer terrain that would stop almost anything else. As the tracks roll, you can hear the low, mechanical growl beneath the engine's roar. It's a sound that carries authority, a reminder that this machine was built to move when roads disappear and the ground itself turns hostile. Mud sprays outward, dark and heavy, painting the hull and the surrounding earth. In this close-up view, speed feels slower, more powerful. You can sense the mass behind every inch of forward progress. Tank tracks are more than simple metal belts. They are carefully engineered systems designed to distribute enormous weight across soft ground. Where wheels would sink and spin helplessly, tracks spread the load, allowing the vehicle to float, almost, to move across mud, sand, snow, and rubble. Each link is shaped to grip, to claw, to refuse defeat by terrain. Watching them work up close is like watching raw physics in action. As the tank advances, the mud compresses under the tracks, squeezing water and air out of the soil. The ground changes shape instantly, transformed by sheer force. Ridges form behind each link, a temporary record of passage that will remain long after the machine has moved on. This interaction between metal and earth is brutal but precise, controlled power expressed through motion. The camera lingers on the details. Bolts caked with dirt, edges worn smooth by thousands of kilometers of movement, fresh scratches where rocks have scraped the steel. These marks are not flaws, they are history. Every track carries evidence of past missions, training exercises, and long hours of relentless movement. In this close-up, the tank feels less like a vehicle and more like a living mechanism, constantly adapting to its environment. Mud slows everything. It resists, it pulls back, it tries to trap whatever dares to cross it. Yet the tracks keep turning, steady and unstoppable. You can almost feel the vibration through the ground, a deep tremor that signals momentum. This is why tracked vehicles have defined armored warfare for more than a century. They move not just despite the terrain, but because they are designed to dominate it. As the tank shifts direction, the tracks flex and adjust. Inner links tighten while outer ones stretch, allowing the vehicle to pivot with surprising agility. Up close, this movement feels complex and coordinated, like a chain of muscles responding instantly to commands. Mud splashes higher now, flung outward by centrifugal force, briefly suspended in the air before falling back to the ground. There is something hypnotic about the repetition. Link after link rises from the mud, rotates forward, and disappears beneath the weight again. It's a cycle that never breaks, a continuous loop of effort and progress. This rhythm is the heartbeat of armored movement, steady and unyielding. Watching it close up, you begin to understand why tanks inspire both awe and respect. Beyond the mechanics, there is symbolism here. Tank tracks represent persistence. They show what happens when design meets necessity, when machines are built to operate where conditions are worst. Mud is unpredictable, it hides obstacles, weak spots, and traps, but the tracks adapt, conforming to whatever lies beneath. They do not hesitate, they simply move forward. The camera captures the contrast between the smooth, engineered steel and the chaotic texture of the mud. Water glistens in shallow pools, reflecting light for a brief moment before being crushed and displaced. Dirt coats the tracks unevenly, creating patterns that change with every rotation. No two moments look exactly the same, even though the motion is constant. As the tank continues, the sound deepens. Each impact of track against ground sends a dull thud through the air, layered with the clanking of metal on metal. It's not loud for the sake of noise, it's the sound of mass in motion. Even in a close-up, you can sense the scale of the machine beyond the frame, the tons of armor and firepower supported by these moving links. Mud often defines the limits of military movement. Entire campaigns have been shaped by weather and terrain, by rain turning roads into swamps and fields into traps. Tank tracks were born from this challenge. Watching them push through thick mud is like watching a problem being solved in real time. Every rotation is an answer to resistance. The close-up perspective strips away everything else. There is no horizon, no sky, no visible crew. Just tracks and mud. This focus makes the movement feel intimate and raw. You're not watching a distant vehicle crossing a field, you're right there at ground level, where the real work happens. Where progress is earned inch by inch. As the tank climbs over uneven ground, the tracks bite harder. Mud squeezes out from beneath them in thick waves. Small stones get caught between links, grinding briefly before being crushed or thrown clear. These micro moments happen too fast to notice from a distance, but here they become the main event, a constant struggle between machine and terrain. Despite the chaos, the movement remains controlled. There is no slipping, no hesitation. The tracks maintain traction, adjusting naturally as the ground changes. This balance between brute force and precision is what makes armored vehicles so effective. They are not fast in this moment, but they are unstoppable. The camera catches a final sequence where the tracks emerge from the deepest mud. Layers of dirt peel away as the links rotate, falling back to the ground in heavy clumps. Clean metal flashes briefly before being coated again. It's a reminder that no matter how much resistance builds up, motion cleans, resets, and continues. As the tank moves out of frame, the ground remains altered. Deep impressions mark the path, a scar across the mud that tells a silent story of passage. The tracks have moved on, but their impact stays behind. This is the lasting signature of armored movement, temporary in time, permanent in effect. In the end, this close-up is not just about a tank. It's about momentum, engineering, and the relentless drive forward. It's about how machines are shaped by the environments they must conquer, and how even the heaviest forces rely on simple principles: grip, balance, and continuous motion. Watching tank tracks churn through mud, you witness power at its most fundamental level: metal, earth, and movement locked together in an unbroken cycle.